Welcome to another episode of Nerd Out. I'm Randy, this is Brian, and this is the Ostrich.
Superostrich. VT1, Veritech trainer, actually variable trainer.
You don't fuck that up, man.
Well, it depends. If this were in Robotech, which it's not, it would be Veritech fighter.
I'm gonna just call it the Autumn Veritech, as it's very appropriate to this time of year, or what will be this time of year. Yep. I love the colors.
Me too.
So what's the story behind this?
The story is, if you haven't paid enough money in one repaint after another, then get it.
Yeah.
No, it's more than that. I'm just being.
No. Tell me the story of the Ostrich. Like, I always like the way it looked because it's unique. It's got.
This is a trainer.
It's a trainer.
It's not armed. It's used to train pilots. I'm assuming it's a 2-seater.
Okay.
Student.
Oh, you like 2-seaters?
Student. Well, in a real trainer, student teacher, but in Macross, I'm assuming it's teacher student.
So
they reverse it.
Can you identify who those peoples are?
In this one, this would be Hikaru, and that's Midmay.
Oh, really? Oh, man.
Yeah, this is the part in the movie where he ganks a trainer fighter.
Oh, no kidding.
Takes her out on a joyride, and then
no shit. I didn't even notice that. That gives me a whole new appreciation.
Oh, yeah. That's this is the hero fighter of that movie. It's in it the most. It's got, this is in it almost the whole first.
Do they show it in robot mode?
No, only those two modes. Jet and basically Hikaru, he tries to impress Midmay, so he steals a fighter.
Okay.
They get jumped. They get taken prisoner. He gets Roy killed. And then
spoiler alert.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the movie. And then basically he escapes the Zentradi in this with him and Lisa. They find a planet, and then Planet of the Apes happens. They find out it's Earth, and
yeah, you just summed it all up.
Yeah, I mean it's not complex.
All right,
really.
So here's my thing.
But it is awesome, and I love it.
It looks, man. I'll tell you something. I am not at all Gerwalk mode. Gerwalk? What do you call it? Gerwalk.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna call it.
Way you say is wrong.
I'm not a Gerwalk mode guy. But this looks best in Gerwalk. I'm gonna call it Gerwalk.
You call it Gerwalk.
I feel like I'm insulting somebody. It's super. It looks sweet.
Ground effective reinforcement with locomotive knee joint.
You gotta do it every third episode.
Yeah, I gotta do it, and I think I screwed it up. I'll have to go through that, but.
Yeah, okay. Let's get the
winged something. I should have practiced. I didn't practice the acronym, but
you should be on top of that. The head. I like the ostrich because the head is so unique to its own. Yeah. It's ugly. It is a weird ass head.
Yeah.
But it looks like you said, like a training head. It looks like it has no function other than to just. I don't know what is the function. I don't
think this thing actually. I don't know, but I don't know that. I think that it's meant to train people how to fly, and maybe just get them started on the Gearwalk or something. And I know like the whole thing is the VE, the Lens Seeker. It's the same mold but with the radar, and
I like the Lens Seeker too, the radar dish.
Yeah.
I think that's probably they didn't make one of that. Oh yeah, they did. We reviewed it.
We did a review on
I think
that's
the one. I think that's the one I get. I also like the boosters. The rocket boosters and the legs are different.
Those are mighty big boosters you have there.
Like they're fatty boosters, and the armor. Man, I'm gonna go on record and say
this seems like a hot rod to me. It's like, dude, these are shorter and squattier. They look beefier, and the armor looks beefier on it. But I guess.
I think a Veritech must have an armor. Let's see. I'm gonna just get Rick. I think it needs armor. It does help. Oh, we can't really compare the two, but I think it needs armor.
I think it helps. I like both. I mean, you gotta have both. Like if I'm playing, armor's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
A little bit, but
I think he's a necessity for having a collection of these. But now we got to talk about collection. I gotta ask this. We are in Macross Robotech Renaissance.
It's gonna get nuts.
It's gonna get nuts.
Yeah.
So we don't even lose Arcadia, but in all intents purposes, I have sort of a thing against Arcadia because I think they got too boutique and too expensive. They can go F off, okay? But with that, we've got Kits Concepts 172 scale.
That thing's looking scary.
It's scary good or scary?
No, I don't think that. It looks a little bit like...
too many panel lines?
Yeah, it looks way busy. And, like, I'm excited to see it. I'm really curious.
Mm.
So,
I'm with you. They just showed new pictures, and I will say, I don't know if I'm a fan of panel lining on anything other than Gundam model kits.
And
I
it
don't
just
know.
doesn't look subtle enough. It looks like it's like,
yeah,
the lines look a little big.
A little bit too much.
Yeah.
Like maybe they should be like you know, like I'm not a model kit guy, but like I was taught to use like a nice gray lead pencil for lines because it's a little bit more subtle.
Yeah.
I think that maybe based on the pictures that I've seen that maybe the lines are too dark. With that said, they do look. It does look mechanical, and I like my robots to look mechanical. So. Either way, I'm really excited for it. It's a good scale. And then we have the 148th Bandai, which is going to be...
That's the real deal, man. That's really the only one. Like, yeah.
Is it the only one? I mean, it's the one
I think it, like, I don't know. If they make it readily available,
right.
I think that's going to be the one that really people care about.
Yeah, absolutely. But what does that do for hi-metalr? Like, okay, we'll ask you. You've now got fair to say 10 hi-metalrs, maybe 12
at least. Yeah.
So, and then you also have Yamato's Arcadias. Like, what do you do? What do you do? Like, which one do you drop? Which one do you stick with? Where do you, there's so much Robotech shit coming out. Where do you go?
It all depends. I mean, the whole thing is 1/60th. Those will always have their place because it's in scale with everything. You know?
Okay.
Like Bandai, everything is in 1/60th scale.
Okay.
So if you want to cross over franchises,
Mm-hmm.
you have that. You know?
Okay.
Like, for just to dick around, and if I just want to play Super Dimensional Fortress Macross a movie, boom! These.
Okay. Over 1/72nd scale?
I'm not gonna.
Okay, we don't know.
1/72nd scale to me is sort of useless because it's starting a whole new thing. So it's like the 1/72nd scale, the Kits Concept is directly competing against the Bandai, like 148.
No way.
I think so.
No way. 1/48th to me, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is I like this, I'm going to get one. Maybe I'll get two. But this is going to go in my...
love to agree with you.
Okay, this is going to go in my DTOF case, because I know a lot of people collect the get the D card.
Yeah.
And this is going to be my representation of like, hey, look, this is perhaps the best looking transforming robot ever created. I have one.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's fun to start like that, and then they come out with another one.
Right.
Oh, I'm not going to be like, I don't want that. I can only have one good one. I mean...
I get your point, but I'm saying like, in the whole grand scheme of it, like that is what is going to appeal. Whereas like to me, the 1/72nd scale is going to appeal to a guy or girl who wants to like have an army. And that's what the 1/60th do.
Yeah.
But those are too small. Come on.
I'd have an army of all of them. I mean, the whole thing is, if I had to
But not everybody can do that.
It's true.
Not everybody will do that. Like,
what are the Kits Concepts going to cost?
With armor, 150, 160. Pretty good price. Like
but,
these.
But the 148th is probably like around 200.
You're right. Without armor.
Right. So maybe 250 with armor.
Right. I got you.
It's tough.
I got you. But we're talking also. We got to talk about real estate. Who's got the real estate?
I would take this over
172nd.
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Look, I like
172nd's a little bit bigger.
But a little bit is like such like.
I'll take
big...
all the shit. I don't care. I'll buy it. At least one of these.
Right, I know you will. I mean, it's the same way with me and the action figures. Like, the Kits Concepts also coming out with a series of the action figures. I really like the Toynami action figures. I will collect them both. Yeah. And I will have a justification for each of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's great. But with these, I don't know, for some reason, I don't feel the need to have a collection of, like, 6 different scales for Veritechs. And for some reason, the 1/72nd scale is the most appealing to me. I think these are too small. 1/48th is too big, except for if I don't get one of those 1/48s, I'm gonna seriously kick someone in the nuts. Like, I have to get that.
1/48 is pretty big.
Yeah, it is big. Like that's not a scale that you collect a whole series from.
A lot of people do though.
I mean,
it's like
look, ideally,
it's hard for real estate, but there's
is.
guys that just collect Macross. Right. That's all they get.
I agree. If all you collect is Macross, 1/48th is the way to go, in my opinion. Like I remember when you switched to 1/60th, and you were like, oh, I like 1/60th better because I can collect them. And, and it was a fair justification. I'm not saying you were justifying. I'm just saying it was a fair argument.
Well, and also you couldn't make all you couldn't do like the Macross Delta stuff in 1/48 scale. It'd be like
that's a good point. That's a good point. Maybe you're right. Maybe 1/60th is the ideal scale, but I for some reason I don't know what it is. Like, there's no real motivation behind it. I don't really like Arcadia. I think they make good stuff, and I understand their boutique, but for some reason I feel like when they were Yamato, I felt like they were at almost a mainstream market price.
Yeah.
And they were also available almost at easier to get. And then all of a sudden, they became absolutely niche. And Macross and Robotech is too big for niche.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's too big for niche.
It's just weird because it's so many different properties. Like all the different Macrosses are all different properties, you know? And like, yeah, Arcadia has become way too expensive. Like Yamato was it was a little bit above a sweet spot as far as price.
Yeah.
And now Arcadia is just like,
it's out of control. Like,
yeah, like I would have gladly bought like the Macross Zero stuff. I like Valkyries. I don't care if I like the series or not, but that's too expensive for me to collect. Like, I'm like, nah, I'll just pass.
Right.
And I don't even feel bad about it. Like, I could afford it if I really...
You're caught up, though, right?
Not on Macross Zero.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Like, you know, and I mean... But it's like, I think the VF Zeros are about $400 a piece.
That's crazy. And now they're coming out with premium paint jobs. Like,
yeah.
You know what?
And it's like...
That's what it is. That's a big FU to me. Like premium paint job, like, you should be doing a premium paint job only.
Yeah.
And exclusively. Mm-hmm. And I'm getting a little worked up about it.
Well, but I mean, like, look at that SDF1. I think that's about $600.
And that's a kick in the nuts, right?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
But it's like... Is it you really have to charge that much to get? I don't know, man.
Yeah. And again, with that said, I don't know the cost of their manufacturing, and they are a boutique company. I know that they don't have the power of Bandai. They can't put out a product as cheap, and the factories they probably go through are not a Bandai level. So I'm not ignorant. I'm not unaware of what hurdles they have to go through. It's just that they seem to have just really.
That's going to change, though. I mean, there's all this talk about movies.
Yes.
And once that happens.
Yeah. There's no way Arcadia is going to keep that license. My guess is that this might be their last year. Like, maybe that in their contract. And again, someone, if you know their contract obligation, please feel free to share.
Yeah, if you guys know anything about Arcadia.
I can't imagine that they're, like, with Kids Concepts, even though they're Hong Kong, Bandai doing 1/48th, Bandai doing 1/60th, Toynami still has Robotech rights. Like, there's just no way that Arcadia can stay in the game. Plus, what else can they produce? What else is left? All they can do is keep repopping stuff.
They're coming out with a new SV51.
Which one is that?
That's the bad guy from Macross Zero.
Okay.
But I don't think they have a lot of skin in the game either. Like,
what do you mean?
Like, I think they're 12 guys.
They're certainly small.
It's a small company.
Yeah.
And that's like I don't think they really have a lot to gain or lose from it, and I think that's why their stuff is so expensive.
I think you're wrong, because I think if they lose the Macross license, I think
they
lose
just all go back and do their day job. I don't think there's anybody working full time at it.
I think you're crazy. That's a full time job.
I doubt it.
Really?
I don't think so.
Maybe they have interns, but I mean,
I know Yamato was like 10 dudes.
Yeah. But I mean, you can be a small company and still produce, like, I think like Boss Fight Studios is a good example. Like, I think that they're like the Four Horsemen. Like, they're probably like a 12-person company, and they're making living their careers. I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, it's not like they probably they don't own their own factories, which, you know, who does these days?
Yeah.
I mean,
I would imagine these guys might be employed at other places too. Like,
I agree that the designers probably are. Like, these are probably contracted designers.
Like, I would guess that they have, like, I don't think they're open all the time. Like, they open to produce something, go out of business, reopen it, not go out of business.
So you think it's almost like a hobby?
more than a hobby, but I don't think it's. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. They don't. I don't know.
I think the cost of the Macross license is way too much for a hobby. That's my thought, and it could be wrong. Like I think you got to have. You might be right. Like maybe they have like 6 permanent, like the merchandising guy, the day-to-day operations. Like there's got to be people who are full-time employees. It's just there's just too much work involved. But you might be right. There might be some guys who are like, hey, I just they contract me out to do this, and I do it, and then I move on to my next project. But whoa, Ming just puked. Anyways, look, they make good products. It's just that like I think that I just don't see how they can stay in the game with Bandai. It seems like Bandai is on board. And then Kids Concept is they're on board. They're really delayed, by the way.
Yeah, what is up with that?
I don't know. They finally are just starting to show pictures of what look like a finished product and stuff like that Lin Min Mei figure, which I'm very excited for. Even though like I'm more excited for the Rick Hunter, obviously.
It does that too.
What is that? Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, engine detail. Figure I'd throw it in.
So okay, so now that we'll get back to the 160th. So here you are. You have this. Do you keep going? Like,
yeah, man.
You're in this to win it.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're about $100, so you know what?
No,
yeah.
Okay. The advantage of this scale is that you can get battle pods and Koenig monsters.
It's collectible, man. Yeah. And when you get them all together, they don't look that small.
No?
Like when you put,
because you have different like sizes.
Yeah, like when you put 12 of them together, they seem pretty substantial,
Yeah. Did they do a YF-19? Like because that's bigger, right?
They did a VF-19 and a Blazer Valkyrie, but it's like
a
15-year-old toy.
Those don't count to me. Yeah. To me.
But it would be really cool.
Yeah.
I wish they would come up do more molds, because this is like really affordable, and it's got to be easier on their end,
It would be a good opportunity, in my opinion, to do the Macross Frontier and Delta stuff.
Yeah.
Because I can't afford nor get a hold of any of that stuff, and I wouldn't mind a decent transforming Macross Frontier, VF-25 and VF-30. Yeah. I would like to. I think this
would be... the rest of the world, man.
I know.
But it's going to age well, and they'll do it.
Yeah, I think so.
Give it another few years. People are still...
You know what's kind of aged well for me, and this is sort of switching topic, but I just saw a picture of a new Neon Genesis Evangelion test one. The purple and green.
Yeah.
And it's starting to appeal to me. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, did that...
When did that? When was that? Is that
came
90s?
That's 90s.
Yeah. I like it.
It was the biggest thing. Remember? It was so big. I remember watching it and not understanding it, but it didn't matter that I didn't understand it. But some of the character designs maybe were a little too, I don't know, were they organic?
I think organic. Yeah. It was real, like, not lanky.
Yeah, lanky.
It was lanky,
no, definitely.
And, like, it was, like, neat to see a machine that, it was cool
it
then.
Was so different.
But they took it to, now it's like, I don't like seeing it because it reminds me of that. When people do it. But yeah, that was, like, at least I know of where, like, organic robots sort of came into play.
Well, I just saw a picture of a new Bandai Evangelion purple-green guy, the test.
All right.
And I got to be honest with you, like, I think it was like 200. I was like, I kind of want it. Like, I don't know that
I'm going to... Is it the Soul of Chogokin, or just, like...
I don't know if it is part of the Soul of Chogokin line, but it looked like it was that quality. But I find that to be interesting, because that was so popular. That was, like, the bee's knees. Anything else you got to say about this? Do you recommend it to someone who's going to get it?
Yeah, man, definitely get it. If you're looking to get into this, collecting these, get this first, because it's a 2-seater, and they're always seem to be the ones that people gravitate to, and for some reason decide they're the hardest to get.
I gotta watch that movie again.
It's a great movie. I love that movie.
My biggest fear about the 160th is that I think that they're gonna render themselves obsolete. But
what do you mean, though?
I think that with again, I don't want to like regurgitate the conversation, but like I just think that either the 172 scale or the 148 scale is gonna render this obsolete.
Well, if they came out with every other thing in 148 and 172nd scale would, but I mean. Like
they're pretty deep into it already.
Like you can't just like it'll never happen.
Yeah.
I mean that's like 25 years worth of toys that they would have to like.
Yeah.
Like the reason they're doing 48 and 170 is because they don't have competition.
Right. Huh? All right. Well, I got nothing else to say. I do really like this. It does remind me of Thanksgiving turkey and makes me a little hungry.
Pie.
Pumpkin pie. There you go. Until next time.
Nerd out.
He said it.
It is a weird ass head.
Yeah.